Ice Beam. Does that still KO? Ooh. See, I was talking about freezing them and then they freeze us. Okay. What's up, YouTube? We are back. My apologies for not uploading videos last week. I know I missed 2 uploads, but between moving, have a new setup, and preparing for the Milwaukee Regional, I had very little time to record, and even then I have probably averaged like 3 hours of sleep lately. I do record late at night too, so just keep that in mind. I will get back to it, and I will keep recording on my schedule. But today, you know, this Milwaukee Regional, I went in just, you know, trying to have fun, trying to hang out with some of my friends, and we actually ended up doing decent. I got 63rd. That's top 64, which it is my first day too, and this is my 4th regional ever. So I do feel really good. It is Reg H, so today we're gonna play Reg H using my team that I used at Milwaukee. Now, I did not create this team. There's like a billion versions of this team, you know, the Porygon balance. The only thing that changes is like that 6th Mon, but you know, you have the Ursaluna, Amoongus, Incineroar, Porygon2 and Gholdengo. You see a lot of teams with Flamigo, with Kilowattrel. You know, they just have a different 6th Pokemon. I even saw a Rotom Wash on the 6th slot of some other people, but nonetheless, I went with balance because it's my comfort. It's what I like using personally. I do use any kind of team, but balance seems to be the one that I'm comfortable with. I love Ursaluna, I love Incineroar. I know that this team is a little outdated. It's not up to today's Reg H meta, but again, with the amount of time that I had to prep, I decided to go with comfort, you know, and we did decent. So enough about that. Let's get into some of these games. I do have a rental code. I will leave that live as long as possible. The Porygon is a Terra Blast, Terra Fighting. Very good for Instant and Rillaboom. The Miracle Rillabooms seem to get one-shotted if I have a +1 special attack from the download boost, which it took a lot of people by surprise. I did not one-shot all of the Instants, but it was a very, as long as it has some chip, I was able to nuke them with Terra Blast Fighting. And I only faced one King Gambit the whole regional, and after a Swords Dance, the same turn I nuked it with Terra Blast, Fighting type Terra Blast. So you know, Amoongus, Incineroar, Pivot Cores. We have Trick Room mode with, you know, Ursaluna, and you have Tailwind mode. You have Snarl for special attack mitigation, and you have Intimidate for physical attack mitigation. Something to note is that the Hydreigon is faster than max speed Annihilate, as long as they're not Scarf, and Gholdengo. So we can get a Tailwind up, and Ursaluna is EV'd to outspeed max speed Annihilate under Tailwind by 1 point. So as long as we can get the Flame Orb activated and Tailwind up, we can always get Ursaluna to Headlong Rush these Terra Fire Annihilates that have been roaming around. So let's get to some games. Okay, so once again, not a full Reg H team. They do have one Paradox, but we're gonna give it a shot. Sun with Ursaluna. I am expecting that Armor Rouge to be weak armor. Pretty sure it's weak armor. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I want to do Incin. Do we want to do Incin, Hydreigon with Snarl? Incin, Hydreigon. We need P2 and Ursaluna. Amoongus is not good here because you got double fire. Ursaluna is most likely Flame Orb, and you got the Lilligant that's immune to Spore anyway. Yeah. I'm not bringing Gholdengo because almost everything on his team hits us for super effective. So let's see how this goes. Okay. Lilligant. After you. It's -1. Let's fake out. Here's the thing. They can switch in Didi for the fake out. We can do Flare Blitz into Snarl. If they after you Eruption, we're okay. They're -1. We should survive a close combat. Alright, let's go for it. Did they Terra Ghost? Expecting... Oh, Terra Fire. They're gonna go for it. I could have faked out. How much damage will this do? Yeah, less than half. So take that Snarl. If that's a Sash Lilligant, we broke the Sash. Goodbye Lilligant. So we lost some HP, but our Citrus Berry is gonna put us above 50% again. Yeah, so we are in good condition here. The Torkoal wasted the Terra, and it's -1. Okay. We can get hit with something real bad here. So this is what I want to do. I want to bring in Porygon2, and I either get a Tailwind or they KO my Hydreigon, and I bring in the Incineroar to fake out the Walking Wake and Trick Room. I'm not afraid of the Torkoal right now. You shouldn't KO Porygon. Special attack Rose. That's a slow Walking Wake. Ooh, that chipped us for half. Are they stuck on Eruption? Probably. Alright, so we want to recover, and we're just gonna Snarl spam. Alright. -1 Walking Wake, -2 Torkoal. If they're stuck to Eruption, that's good for us. Woo! Surviving. Alright, they're not locked. So they were just being stubborn with the Eruption. So let's double the Wake here. Do I Draco here? I guess we can split our damage. They just forfeit, yeah. They were in a corner. Torkoal wasn't doing anything. We had Incin in the back. we were in a good condition. So GG's. That was a very nice try by our opponent. They were very adamant on this after you eruption, but you have to know when it's good and not good to click it. Incin and Hydreigon lead, it was very good, very good. Okay, we matched against Magnifico. I'm not sure what's going on, but I keep running into Sun teams. This time it's Charizard and Ninetales, not the one we're used to seeing. You got Hatterene and Grimmsnarl, a third fairy by Clefairy, so you got Follow Me, Trick Room, Indeedee, and Milotic. So probably not a good idea for Ensign here. What do we want to do here? Hydreigon is 4 times weak to both of their mons. However, I think we can manage. P2 is nice. I'm thinking P2 Hydreigon here. The Terra's gonna have to go to Gholdengo possibly. What about Gholdengo, Hydreigon, P2, and Ursaluna? If they go with Trick Room, it could actually benefit us versus their Sun Core. Okay, so that's probably screens and setup. We don't want to snarl the Milotic here. Let's remember that. So we can Tailwind and start nasty plotting. Let's not Terra right now. That's a Sucker Punch Grim, okay. So glad I didn't attack turn 1. What is Milotic going for? Water Pulse. Okay, that's some chip. Let's bring in Ursa here. Terra Water. And let's Nasty Plot again. Water Pulse will do less damage. And let's bait another Sucker Punch. I also want to retrieve Hydreigon in case of a Spirit Break, because it's 4 times weak. Or an Ice Beam from Milotic. So I am putting Ursaluna in danger of an Ice Beam. But I'm sure I could take 1. Okay, they switched to screens. Smart. We're gonna go on the offensive next turn. Dragon Pulse, alright, nice call. They're trying to get rid of Hydreigon. Let's go ahead and Facade plus Make It Rain. This should cover a Terra. I don't want to ground move in case they switch in Charizard. If they call a ground type move. Let's do that. Sucker Punch. Alright, some chip. We got bulk. Goodbye, Grim. We're only +3 now. They do have screens though. They did not reflect, if I remember correctly. Alright. So we're +3 Gholdengo. We got Flame Orb on Ursa. Who do they have in the back? Okay, Sun Core. We got Sun. So, if the Charizard is Scarf, he will outspeed us. Let's keep that in mind. I want to Facade Charizard and Shadow Ball Charizard. I'm more afraid of the Charizard than the or do we split our damage? What do I... Oh yeah, I have Hydreigon in the back. It will resist the fire moves. Or let's do it the other way. Facade Ninetales and Shadow Ball Charizard. Okay. Grass. They're going for Solar Beam. Okay. That's a +3 Gholdengo. Score. The Charizard is gonna wipe us out here. I just know it. Solar Beam. Who did they target? They're more afraid of the Gholdengo. I think the optimal attack here would have been Heat Wave. It would have still killed. So this is a chunky Charizard because it survived the +3 Shadow Ball. And it's got leftovers. Our Tailwind petered. Let's bring back Hydreigon. We can Facade, Tailwind. Even if we lose one of our mons here, we got Porygon2 in the back. Let's go Hydreigon. Turbo Bear. Goodbye Charizard. And this is how synergy between Hydreigon and Ursaluna is so clutch. GG's Magnifico. Okay, up against the Chungus. That sounds funny. And once again, another Sun team. We have Mouse and Smurgle and Lilligant. So a double Follow Me and a double Sleep possibility. What are they doing here? They got Sun, Follow Me, Grim, Frostglass. It looks like a heavy supportive team. I think Incin, Hydreigon is an awesome lead here. Gholdengo is great for Spore immunity, plus Lilligant doesn't do very much against it. We can save Terra for Gholdengo, and Ursaluna in the back can come in very handy here, as long as we take care of the Ninetales. Yeah, let's do that. They have Lilligant, Mousehold. Is this a coaching Lilligant onto Population Bomb? Possibly. If it's a Population Bomb, we can fake out Mouse Hold and Tailwind. I don't want to waste my Terra going Terra Ghost on Hydreigon here. So Lilligant will outspeed my Ursa. So we're gonna go ahead and risk it. Alright, let's risk it. They withdrew Lilligant, that's good for us. That means we're not catching a close combat. Alright, no Terra on their end. And we get Tailwind. Flinch. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Here, I want to knock off... Let's knock off the mouse and start snarling. If it's wide lens, it's most likely Population Bomb. That's a nice chunk on Frost. We got disabled. Icy Wind. Okay. Good move on their end. Knock off. Nice kill. Very nice kill there. It was loaded dice, yeah. They were going to Population Bomb. Ninetales. Okay, so then the Lilligant's gonna be very fast. Very, very fast. What I want to do here is Parting Shot Ninetales. We can take the knockoff too. They didn't... The Icy Wind did not hit Incineroar. And then... I don't want to risk anyone else. We can protect here. Yeah, Icy Wind. And what are you doing to... What is Ninetales doing here? Choice Scarf. Okay. Calm Mind. Okay. So we need one Tailwind turn left. Let's Parting Shot Ninetales. And bring in Gholdengo. I don't think they'll Heat Wave here, and if they do, it's just a free swap. I want Hydreigon back on the field without the Snarl being cursed. Yeah, close combat. Parting Shot. Back to neutral. That's what I'm talking about. We can technically bring the bear, but I don't know what Ninetales is going for. Actually, yeah, let's bring in the bear. Lilligant attacked already. We could take one hit. Calm Mind. Greedy. They're back up to +1. Tailwind petered. So let's go ahead and protect. Bring in Hydreigon. We should live whatever. We need a Tailwind up. And you're not going to close combat a Gholdengo. Terra Grass. I think they went for Ursa here. Sleep Powder. Goggles. You're also sleep powdering into, say what? Store power. Okay, let's bring in Incen because they will outspeed us with Lilligant. And let's go ahead and Tailwind up. We need Tailwind for our Ursaluna to take down the Ninetales. If for some reason they take down Hydreigon this turn, we got Fake Out next turn. Yeah. It's life for Lilligant. Wow. I'm glad we lived that though. We got our Tailwind up. That's all I cared about. Pain Split. They took a whole 2 HP. Okay, let's Fake Out Lilligant because it's faster than us. And let's start snarling. What a weird set. Pain Split, Calm Mind, Store Power. What's the fourth move? If their only attack is Store Power, then they cannot touch. They cannot touch our Dark types. Let's get rid of Lilligant. Double into it. If they KO our Incineroar, completely fine. That's my free swap into Ursaluna, which can take down Ninetales in one hit. Snarl. Goodbye Lilligant. Safety Goggles on Hydreigon. Came in so clutch. I should have knocked off, but that's fine. At this point, yeah, they could keep Calm Minding. That's fine. Like, yeah. We can knock off. How many turns do we have of Tailwind? One. Knock off. We'll Parting Shot next turn. Yeah, cancel. I think Store Power is the only attack. They cannot touch two of our Dark types. So GG's. Store Power Ninetales is not it, man. You need another coverage move. You get walled by those Dark types. Walled. Okay, we are going up against Tai. They do have a Paradox, but that's okay. They got Tailwind, and Drifloon, which can do both. They will try to very likely go water mode with Palafin and Pelipper. The Tusk can spam Earthquake. What do we want to do here? I think Trick Room is pretty good. We can set Trick Room. Do we want to Fake Out or do we want to Rage Powder? I think Rage Powder will be good here, even if they lead Hurricane. We don't want to give Kilowattrel a competitive boost, and then Incense also kind of weak. We can go the Terra Water route. I do like Hydreigon here, just in case of, you know, we do resist that Gastrodon. Once we're out of Trick Room, Hydreigon's really good with, again, Snarl Pressure. So let's see what we can do here. Palafin, Drifblim. Okay. What are you gonna do? Flip turn? Let's go ahead and... I actually don't think I need to set Trick Room this turn. Let's go with Ice Beam and Spore this slot. Of course they have to switch. It's a Palafin. Who am I sporing? Pelipper. Beautiful. What's Drifblim going for? Air Cutter. Interesting. That's a half. Well, it was a half. And we Spore. Okay, so here we saw Air Cutter. Pelipper is sleeping. We can Trick Room. And I almost want to bring in Gholdengo to start setting up. Air Cutter will not do a lot of damage, and I don't think they would Shadow Ball and Amoongus. Right? Yeah. Okay. First sleep turn on Pelipper. They're guaranteed to take that. So very good. Very, very good. Let's go ahead and Ice Beam this guy right here. And we can go ahead and Nasty Plot, right? I will Terra because Drifblim may survive and try to Shadow Ball. And if Pelipper wakes up and Weather Balls, we don't want it to hurt us that much, right? Whatever damage we take, we can always bring in Amoongus and heal up. We got the speed advantage. Okay, they went Gastrodon. So we saw Pelipper and Palafin in the back. So our Terra is correct. That actually took down the Drifblim. Very good. We actually didn't bring any water moves, so we're not worried about Storm Drain. We have our +2 here. Who did they bring back out? Palafin. Alright, our friend Palafin. We can bring in Amoongus. And do we want to risk a double up? No, we don't. Let's protect. So our Gholdengo is faster than the Palafin under Trick Room, or it should be. And the Gastrodon is probably faster than us. We shouldn't take a lot of damage with Amoongus. Alright, Terra Water. They want all the damage. They're probably scared of the Gholdengo right now. Muddy Water. Who's gonna hurt more? Gastrodon or Palafin? Accuracy fell. Wait, hold up. Surf? We're not playing that. Surf Palafin, I don't know. Let's go ahead and Spore, Shadow Ball here. We miss, thanks to the Muddy Water. That's not good. And it's a +1. We go next, so like I said, we're faster than the Palafin. Oof. So now the Gastrodon is +2. Rain stops. I'm gonna go Hydreigon. I think we only have one turn left of Trick Room. Let's double check. Yeah. We are going to double protect here. Let's double protect. Well, will the Muddy Water KO Gholdengo? Probably not. I am calling that they're going to Ice Beam the Hydreigon, right? Let's do that. Ice Beam Hydreigon and Surf with Palafin, but we're faster on the Trick Room. Oh no, they called it right. Okay, good job. But we took down Palafin. Alright. So they have a Pelipper in the back that's asleep. What we want to do here, let's go ahead and we need Tailwind up, right? But we also need to Snarl. What's more important? Let's get our Tailwind up and we can Shadow Ball the Pelipper and then we can concentrate on the Gastrodon. Even if they take down Gholdengo this turn, they can't take both of them down. They either Ice Beam Hydreigon or they Earth Power. One shot. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Now we start Snarl spamming. And our Porygon2 got recover. How many turns of rain do they have? Oh, they just started again. Okay. Snarl. Let's Ice Beam for the chance of a freeze. It's actually becoming a very close game. Ice Beam. Does that still KO? Ooh. See, I was talking about freezing them and then they freeze us. Okay. It's a leftovers. Do we thaw here? Let's keep it going. We're frozen. Too bad. Alright. Oof. Oh no. That's a bad drop. That's a bad drop. That's a bad drop. We need this Snarl to go off. Come on, give us a freeze. Give us a freeze. I can't believe we're losing to a Surf Palafin here. Surf Palafin. Oh my god. That did not just happen. That did not just happen. Alright, we gotta connect next turn, otherwise it's GG's regardless. Nope. Alright, we lose to a freeze. It happens. Can't be mad. I was hoping to freeze them and they ended up freezing us. That's RNG. GG's tie. Alright, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the little showcase. We faced a lot of Sun teams and one Rain team. Unfortunately, we did have a loss against a Surf Palafin. Like, we miss Spore because they got the Muddy Water drop. We got Special Defense dropped twice on our Porygon. And, like, who's going to call a Palafin being Surf? Like, that's not common. I don't think you'll face that in a regional. Probably not. And in open team sheet, you would see that strategy coming and prepare for it. Here we were playing, you know, best of one, so it happens. And we also got frozen on top of that, so Hydreigon went 3 turns without moving. Not excuses. All I'm saying is that some games, RNG is just gonna make sure that you lose no matter what. So not worth getting mad or worked over, you know. This is a RNG based game, so let's have fun. Anyways, the team, you know, the rental's there. You can feel free to try it. You can see the synergy. Under Tailwind, you do outspeed most of the meta with Ursaluna, but it's not fast enough to outspeed the Scarfmons, the Super Speeders. You do not outspeed Dragapult, Kilowattrel, Talonflame, so keep that in mind if you do use it. Porygon also has some speed investment. This Incineroar as well. I tried to speed crip some of the opposing meta Incin builds. Unfortunately, I did notice at Milwaukee that people are running speed on their Incins as well, so I did come across a lot of faster Incins. Bulky Gholdengo with Nasty Plot, of course. You can play the setup game, such a monster once you get a Nasty Plot or two. You know, what else can I say? We faced a lot of Sun. I was hoping we faced a little diversity, but you can see why this team was built the way that it was. I hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming back to watching my videos. ChaosVGC. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.